we're all looking at you. At least a pair of shorts.
Yeah, sure.
10.
All right, cool.
9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
Everybody, same thing, isn't it? Pretty Hello! So they wouldn't put me in the big room because they didn't think I'd fill it. Well, guess what? Mistake number 1! Yeah, can we get rid of it? This is Kelsey, everybody. Kelsey's my Asian bitch. Kelsey and I have known each other for a long time. She looks after me. Great to be here. First, before we start, just to say I'm truly overwhelmed by the response that I've had here in Michigan and Detroit. It's I didn't expect to have the turnout that I have had at the tables, to have the autographs. It's been great to meet everybody, and I appreciate, again, everything that you do for me, and that's why when I do these things, it's no holds barred. You can ask what you like, whether or not I answer it, that's another story! But, so it's, you know, do they do the questions and stuff here? Is that what we do? Yeah! How does that work? Are there microphones positioned? Are there? Or someone run around with microphones? Oh, Jesus, someone's going to have to run fast. That's not it. Or if we don't have a microphone, you just get up and you shout the question, then I'll repeat it if nobody hears it. But it's testing 1, 2. It's great to be here, and I can't believe how big it is. And, you know, I thought it was going to be much love.
Sign language.
That's otherwise known as ass play. And by the way, I'll try to keep it clean, but it's always above PG-13, and I apologize. But good luck explaining everything on the way home to the kids. Because if they're watching Torchwood, they should know what they're talking about. For me this week was the fact that they made me a series regular on Arrow. So, you know, not that I know what's going to happen, but I'd love Malcolm Merlyn to show Oliver how to run a goddamn city. We'll see. It should be really a lot of fun. I'm just going to go right to the questions, as I always do. It's your guys' day, your time. I'm just here to facilitate you or to make it a lot more fun for you, but I only do safe questions. Yes.
Hi, John.
Hi.
This was my dream. I want to ask you if you could sing to me one song.
Sing one song. Go ahead.
You can sing me one song right here waiting for you.
Okay, yeah. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. Available now. I forgot. I'm going to be greedy right now, okay? You know, if I can for a minute. I would love if all of you would just go pre-order because it would like knock it into the charts if you did. So if you go to iTunes or go to Pledge Music, one of the two, American iTunes, Pledge Music, you can pre-order it. You get a free grab track with it, with certain pre-orders, but that would make my frickin' month. So anyway, but if you can't afford to, don't worry, but I'd love it if you did. Because it's the best album that I have ever made because it has been funded by the fans, and I've put my heart and soul into it for you guys, so thank you very much. Anyway, next question.
Right here.
Yes!
Hi, John.
Hi.
It's hard to miss me, but this weekend has been my dream. I'm
Nice.
happy to be here. This makes the end of it even better. But she took my question, but I have another one.
Okay.
You are Malcolm Merlyn, and I love you as Malcolm Merlyn. I crammed an entire season of Arrow into 3 days to see you.
Now that's an awesome bitch right there.
I was wondering, they always ask you who your favorite superhero is, but is there any other villain you would like to play?
Another villain I'd like to play. I haven't thought about that, but off the top of my head, I'd like them to maybe create a new villain for something. But we were discussing a couple of other fans that I should go on to the show with Misha Collins, and I should be. Ambiguous because I thought I should play him just like this. Hello, everybody. Let's rock the boat down south a little bit. You know what? Let's rock all those people who don't want us to be who we are. Let's rock it. Yes.
If given the chance, would you go back onto a Doctor Who to ride the TARDIS again?
I certainly would, and many of you already know that. The fact is that I would go back in a second if asked, and before I was a series regular, the Arrow producers said if they wanted me back to do some stuff, they would let me go and do it. But unfortunately now, I haven't been asked, and the likelihood of me being asked in the future, I don't know, but I'm now signed to Arrow, so it would be even more difficult now to do it. I kind of lost. But no, but that means I will always be Captain Jack to you. Yes.
Well, first I want to say thank you for portraying Captain Jack and being an awesome person who is not just to one thing.
Not just to what you mean he has sex with boys and girls? 2014 and we can say that now.
I'm a parent, I don't know.
Oh, but sex is not a bad word. Sex is a good word, it's a lovely word.
But thank you for portraying the character and
You're
being
welcome.
awesome and being out and being public, because that has given so much strength to a lot of my friends that are having trouble dealing and finding acceptance, and we need more like that, and I can't wait until we get to the point where it's they're dating who? What? Doesn't matter.
Yep, well it'll happen eventually. The more people that come out and do stuff, and the fact that your friends, if they're fighting acceptance, they just need to either keep fighting or ignore the people who don't want it, because that's what I do. If someone is you've heard me say this before, if someone's an asshole to me because of who I am, I'm an asshole right back to them. What should I be polite? You know what? Everyone goes, no, you should fight fire with, with water and just kind of be polite about it. Hell no. Right back. And that's it, too bad.
But my question is,
okay.
What is your process that you go to when you prepare to step into a character on Doctor Who or Arrow that has like decades and decades and decades of history behind it?
You really want to know?
Yes.
It's not going to be the answer you want to hear. Because I'm not one of those actors. I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta go back into my whole history and I gotta feel like, you know, I go with the flow of what is written, and then when dots are starting to connect, for instance, you know, I do a little bit of research and stuff. You know, for Malcolm Merlyn, I have a DC, and I have had for a long time, a DC encyclopedia right next to my bedside, so I can always reference it whenever I get a comic book or something that I don't get what's going on. So I've looked, you know, Malcolm Merlyn did all that, but also with Malcolm and his son, Tommy, who really looks older than, you know, what Malcolm could have as a child, but I then made the sense that Malcolm had him when he was like 16 years old, and that's why Malcolm was so ruthless, because he had to support his child and his wife. At that time he was forced to get married, but he loved the woman that he got pregnant, so he had to really work his butt off to do what he did. So there's that kind of thing that I do. But then others is show up, say the lines, hit the mark, and be in the right light, and do it. And sometimes when you're doing it, those light bulb moments, because you're doing it spontaneously, come right on as you're doing it. And that's what makes, if you go back to like Doctor Who and Torchwood, those episodes of things that we did, and those expressions on our faces and the looks, those are actual ones like going, oh my God, because that means you are, oh Jesus. He actually thinks they're his babies. It's the only toys that he doesn't tear up. And it's something, you know, I told Bill Shatner that, and he's like, well, that's a smart dog. The Shatner are like that. Yep, we are pals. We are pals on Twitter. But yeah, Tribble's good. I'm trying to think of what else I would be, a fictional animal. I really have to think about that. That's a question off the top of my head that I can't think. I'd maybe go back into like, but they're not fictional because they're real. Dinosaurs. Yeah. No, and look, everyone's like, woo! One person, yeah! Paleontology, yeah! Woo! I want to be a dinosaur! But I would definitely be a meat eater. How do you do meat eater? Yeah, but the kind of meat eater that I'm talking about. Oh! Tyrannosaurus Rex!
We have just lost our PG-13 rating.
She's doing a fireman's hose, that's what she's doing, yeah! I'm laughing because all the shows I do in Glasgow over Christmas, I specifically make sure that we do about 3 or 4 shows that are sign shows. And I don't like just for the signer to stand off to the side when I'm doing shows. I grab her hand and bring her into the music numbers and get her involved. And I learned how to make in Britain I can't do it, but it's what is it here? Fart. That's simple. So now we're doing Cinderella this Christmas. I'm not. Prince Charming will be, but you know, I'm Buttons. And that's another character in the thing that, anyway, I directed, but I'll be signing and I'll do these little signals to her when the audience can't see it. Like I'll turn my back and go, and she'll be like, how do you know that? I can't wait. So thank you very much and all sorts of stuff. Yes.
Thank you very much for coming to Michigan.
You're welcome. I used to come to Michigan as a kid.
Well, you know,
I used to go to the Michigan sand dunes all the time.
yeah.
And I left my DNA there a few times. Pee-pee. Because you have to wee-wee in the dunes. There's no public toilets. Yes. Or Lake Michigan. Like you've never done it.
I love you and absolutely into everything you've been in.
Thank you.
And as big of a geek as I am for sci-fi and everything else, my true love is Broadway. Yeah. So, my question is, if you had the chance to be on the New York stage again, because I know you have before,
Yep.
what show would you like to be in?
I would really love to do La Cage Fall again. But I would like to do it on a tour, a national tour. And whether that be in the US or in the UK, it's either or, because I love, not just because it's great to walk around in a dress and high heels sometimes. And if you haven't tried it, try it. Gentlemen, it brings a lot of ladies to your front door, let me tell you. So I would love to do that. I love what that show stands for, the story, about acceptance and love and family. And I also would like to do Mac and Mabel, but the ending's not very good, and I'd like to rewrite it with my sister, but I would want to do that with Jerry Herman's permission, and see how we could, maybe revamp and do that. What else? Man of La Mancha, something I'd like to do. Yeah, Don Quixote. Except I would probably play the donkey. And the other one that I would love to do is Camelot. Because I think Camelot's such a beautiful story. The way I'd like to play it and do it, because I would have production influence. Although we wouldn't make it, crystal clear, I firmly believe that the reason that, and I'm going to get shot down for this, and so what, because it's my opinion and that's what I think. Arthur, Lancelot, and Guinevere, okay? 3. But they all loved each other. And Arthur had to banish Guinevere because he loved her, but he was not going to kill Lancelot because he loved him. Lancelot loved Arthur. There was a complete threesome of love going on there, and maybe Lancelot being French loved Arthur a little more, do you know what I mean? So if you put that into it, that story becomes heart-wrenching, because these 3 people who love each other, Arthur has to send the 2 that he loves the most off because of them loving each other also, and everybody else finding out about it. So the fact that maybe he knew wasn't going to say anything because of his love, but once the public found out, he had to get rid of them, which killed him. Devastated. I just love the story, so I'd love to do that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, I would like to know what's going on between you and Misha Collins.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Misha and I always have a lovely time when we see each other. We, have a nice cuddle, have a little grope, and we always share it on Twitter or Facebook or any place online. We have joked that it would be fun to be on the show, and again, it's a Warner Brothers show, so who knows what might happen, but he's just a nice guy. He's a lovely guy, and he's very cute too. So. A cute guy comes towards me and wants a cuddle, I'm game for cuddle, right guys? Oh, I love military boys. That's why I give freebies to military. I mean, autographs.
Over here, Jen.
Yes. Also, make sure we get right into the back too, yeah? Lovely.
Hi. My name's Samantha. Hi. I've done extensive volunteer work with the LGBT teen community because unfortunately the suicide rate is just so high.
Correct.
The number one thing that I get asked is, how do you stay strong when, I know this wasn't you, but when your family turns against you, your church you grew up in turns against you, your best friend turns against you. What advice would you have for these young people that are hurting so bad because it feels like the entire world abandoned them when they need them the most?
My advice would probably, it's a difficult one to answer, but I gotta be honest with you, and part of my whole thing is about being honest. And the fact that these young gay, lesbian, and transgender teens are, want to be transgender or whatever, they're coming out, I think it's fantastic. I think it's great that they're being who they are and loving who they are. However, if the family turns on them and wants to disown them, or if the church, whatever, turns on them and wants to disown them, my advice, you turn on them before they turn on you. You disown them. You tell them, if you're not going to love me, I don't want you in my life. Support from the church that I grew up with that teaches love and Christianity and now disowns me. I don't want you part of it. But before you do that, make sure, like someone perhaps like yourself or others out there who support teenage charities, which are great to support, and you know if they need a roof over their head for a night, 2 nights, until they get themselves up on their feet because they're strong individuals and they want to do good in this world, give them a roof over their head before they do that jump and make that jump. That's the most important thing. So that's what my advice would be. I've got friends who've done it and suffered from that also, and their life is much happier because they have everybody around them who wants them there.
I always tell the kids that your truest family are those that choose to be there.
Say it again?
I always tell the kids that your truest family are those that choose to be in your life, those that choose to love you.
Correct. I mean, when I came out to my parents, and I wrote about this in the book, the first thing I said to them, before I said it, I said, I want you in my life. If you don't want to be in my life, I'm prepared to turn and walk out this door and not come back. And it was the hardest thing I ever said to my mom and dad. But my mom and both of them turned to my mother, did one of those kind of dynasty walks, and she walked up to the other end of the room and she went, oh, I've known. And my dad was like, you know what? At this moment, I don't understand a lot about it, but I'm going to learn, and you're our son. We will always love you, and we are upset that you think we would turn on you. So I was shocked and overwhelmed. I was exceptionally lucky. But yes, when I say turn, I don't mean be vicious to them, but just put the ultimatum. I am gay. If you don't want me in your life, if you don't want me here, I don't want you in my life, and I'm going to leave now. Pack my bags and go. Just make sure you have somewhere to go. Don't go out on the street, okay? And your charity would be great. And if people need any help, send them to my website or to my team on Twitter. We always have lists and addresses of places where people can go, okay? Thank you. And that was the only I should say, I know there are Christian organizations out there who are kind and generous and are not like all of the ones who dislike, but I wish they'd stand up more and speak out more. Last night buying me an extra suitcase because I went shopping yesterday and I bought so much shit it's not even funny. I bought, action figures. I bought like 10 of this guy's G.I. Joes that he had. I bought, a couple of games, and then I had them signed by the Bionic Man, and that's cool. So it was awesome. So I've got a suitcase full of stuff, but don't tell Scott. Because I have a closet at home that I came out of. And now it's full of all my toys.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And I was wondering how you felt about the Torchwood finale.
I don't know how to answer that question because I'm Captain Jack and I love it when Torchwood is being shown or being done, and the finale I thought was awesome. So I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but if Torchwood is being made, I'm happy. Yeah? And the fact that it left the way it did, it's just unfortunate. It's because of the licensing issues, and it's up to Russell if he wants to bring it back and continue it on. But if you want to hear a little bit of a continuing story, my sister and I wrote Exodus Code, which is a Torchwood novel. And it is the continuing story of Captain Jack. So you can get that and you can follow his story because it's awesome. That first sequence, the airplane sequence? Yeah. I'm not going to spoil it, but just put it this way. We had to change it because we had written in the book because some young people like to read, the publishers are like, you can't swear because Jack, I'm not going to say what he's doing, but he falls in midair and is going to come to the ground because you have to explain to new readers and people who don't know Captain Jack what's going to happen, and he looks at the ground and he goes, this is going to effing hurt. And then they're like, you have to take the effing out? I'm like, all right, but he would say that. So he just goes, this is going to hurt, and then smack, and then the chapter changes, and he's, you know, people then, they think, oh my God, the first chapter, they killed the hero. No, they haven't.
Harry, I'm back here.
Okay.
Yes, I was wondering if there's going to ever be a possibility for either a concert tour or a Christmas album, because with the voice you have, it would make every holiday song better than ever before.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. When I was at a con, one of the cons in the States, it was the American fans who said to do the pledge system, okay? And we went to the big company Pledge Music to do the pledging for the music industry. Not very many American fans pledged. It's most of my British fans who have funded this current album. So I'm a little weary of going out and doing it again because I feel I've asked an awful lot of the British fans. So if you want a Christmas album, you got to put the word out there, because I'm not with a record company anymore, and I want to make music because I know that some of you guys love it. But the British fans have said we'll cover the Christmas album, and I'm like, but I want to spread it out there. I want to make it so that then you guys get the music that you want also. But so yes, I would love to do a Christmas album. And the fact that it's funded by the fans, for me, gives me more freedom to put on the songs that I like, that I know you're gonna like, and do them the way that I think you're gonna like, because the record company's not there going, no, you can't, it's gotta be this #1, and it's gotta be this cover of so-and-so, because it's #1 in 1972, Shut up. So I would love to do a Christmas album. I think it would be great. It would be awesome. So just keep watching the space, and if you see it, please get involved, because some of the pledge stuff that I will be able to do then in the US will be more around the country, because we were specific to where we had to do it because of the cons that I was doing last year. Now a concert tour, very different. I fund the concert tours, and they cost well over $1 million, to do right off the bat, because I gotta pay for caterers, I gotta pay for trucks and buses and everything. So it's a great deal of money. I'm doing one in the UK after the release of this album next year. It's more difficult doing it in the US because people don't know me as a singer. So when I go to concert venues, I have to then give them a guarantee, because they don't know who I am. They're like, you won't fill this venue. And I'm like, I really will. So we did put a petition out there again, because American audiences said, please do concert tours. We put petitions out, but nobody signed them. I know people did, but not enough did. So, I'm upfront with you. You got to do more if you want it, because otherwise they're like, John Barrowman, he's not a singer, he's a bad guy. I'm Arrow. I'm a singer, really? Anyway, it'd be great. So just watch the space. If you see it, get up and sign up, because I'd love to do it. Love to do it. Yeah. The next is. I would love to come to your birthday, but I can't, because I have my 2 dogs at home in Palm Springs, and my husband Scott, who is waiting for me, and after I'm done here, I have to go do photo ops, and then I have another hour of signing, and then I have to catch a big airplane back to California. But if you give me an address, there might be something in the mail coming for you. Going to be the best happy birthday you've ever got. Ready, everybody?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Avery. Happy birthday to you.
Hip, hip. but you want to sell them? If you could give the lady in the pink the address, that would be, oh, Kelsey will get it from you. Great. Okay, anyone, who else? Yes?
Hi, my name's Cindy. I'm the one with the boyfriend who kind of looks like you.
Yeah, the man with the chin and the jaw.
Yeah. I was just wondering, I didn't know about you until a couple people asked me, you look like John Barrowman. And I started looking at pictures of you, and I thought, wow, this guy's hot. I was just wondering, like, you meet all these fans. I've never noticed a famous person who loves their fans as much as you. And I'm just wondering, when you meet these fans, do you ever make a connection with them? Like, hey, I've known you in a past life, or anything like that?
No. No, because I'm not into that kind of thing, but I appreciate that people are, and I have fans who say they've known me in a past life. And I was regressed once for a TV show, and I was apparently a circus performer in Eastern Europe who saved his brother from I think it was like a trampoline or trapeze accident, and then I ran away. This was all, I watched it later and I'm like, what? Scott and I watched it and I said, honey, was I drinking the night before? What is going on? So yeah, but I do have connections with fans. I mean, the thing is that everybody, for me, what's great about it, and I try my best to look everybody in the eye when I meet them, to say their name, to acknowledge them for being there for me, and to say thank you, but also to hear if they have a story to listen. And I know we're limited to time, but I think I tried to do that and accommodate that pretty well, and that's what I love about it, because I love that people want to tell me about themselves, and also, maybe the story that they've had, and it's lovely. So that's the kind of connection I have, and you must know this, and I'm not just saying it, and people who have known me for a long time, I'm not a bullshitter. On the end of back of my album, I have put, this is for you because you, the fans, are the stars in my universe. So I really appreciate what you guys have given me, a life that's unbelievable. And it's a life that I always dreamed of as a little boy, and never ever thought that I would be doing this and be where I am. And you've given me a beautiful home, you've given me a lovely car, and 12 of them actually. But I want you to know that I appreciate it, and that's why I do these things. These are my weekends off, and Scott's at home, and up through the rest of August, I'm doing these because it's important for me to come and see you. I know you have to pay for it, but that, and that's beyond my control with whatever the convention makes the rules, but that's why I come to these, because I want to see you face to face, because I want to say thank you, because you've made my life frickin' awesome. I have to say Gareth. Because I kissed him a lot. And by the way, I meant with junk in the trunk, I mean it a good way, not bad way. Yes.
If you could do a romantic comedy with someone, who would it be?
A romantic comedy with somebody, who would it be?
David Tennant! David Tennant! Misha Collins.
David doesn't do rom-coms.
Misha! Misha Collins! Misha! Misha!
I was asked. That was my question I was asked, not yours. No, shut up. It's none of who you say. You're gonna go, but I'm sorry. I'd love to do a rom-com, a decent one, and make it good with Jennifer Aniston. And then David Tennant can sit aside and watch. That's why we call him Tennant. Yes.
First, I'd like to start by saying that you are a huge role model for me because of you're a British actor technically, but you're also an American actor, and you go back and forth.
I have 2 passports and I go back and forth with a lot of things.
But I was just wondering if you could, I'm aspiring actress. And I was just wondering if you could tell me what some differences between acting in the US and acting in the UK are.
There's a lot more food on set in America. Seriously, it is. You know, I remember when we were filming Torchwood and over here and, you know, catering and everything and craft service and da-da-da. Then we took Mackay Pfeiffer over to the UK to film the sequences over there. And he's like, where's craft service? I'm like, craft service? Hold on a second. Bring out craft service, everybody. It was a sandwich and some tea. The money in Britain is spent on the programs. It's put on the screen rather than in people's tummies. But I do understand that the crew are the most important people that need to be fed because they do the most work. And we do that in Britain, as we do here in the States. But I much would rather see the money being spent on screen so you guys see it rather than it being, you know, off screen. So.
I also...
Oh, this is a double barrel question.
I also want to act in the UK. I was born in the United States, but I really have an appreciation for British acting. And I was just wondering if you have any advice for someone like me on how to do that.
Well, work hard. That's all I can say. Again, there's no magic theory. I have 2 passports. I'm a British subject and I'm also an American citizen. And if you don't have a British passport, the likelihood of you being able to work in the UK is very slim. But that's not saying it will never happen, because I'm never someone who's going to crush anybody's dreams. But if that's your dream, you go for it and find out a way to do it any way you possibly can. Just work hard and be committed to it. If you're going to be an actress, don't do it as a hobby, because there's too many shit actors and actresses out there. Yeah.
We have time for 2 more questions.
2 more questions, but we started late, and I don't know why, so I get 10 extra minutes.
Okay.
She's had her hand up the whole time. I'm so sorry. The whole time in the front.
Trying to work the room.
And she's dressed like me. Now it's the last question, so make it a good one.
She has the hand. Why does Jack have 4 stripes on his right tabs?
Oh. Because he is no, now you've got me here because I can't remember the exact name of the title, but there is a specific reason why. It's a group captain as opposed to a captain. So thank God I remember that. But it was also because it was it was Americans or Canadians who flew with the RAF who were given those special group captains, because in the RAF you would be given it also means they're from another type of military background. So there's another big history that goes along there, and I'm so proud of myself to remember that! So that's why there's one extra epaulette. But that's it. We have to finish. But if you want to come, if we're doing photo ops, and then I'm going to do another hour of signing, and then I have to go to catch the plane to get home to my hubby. But I just want to say thank you very much. You've made this